all the instruments that are in the museum display, they all went through my bench before we opened to the public. And the challenge, I think, is to find balance, to find how much am I supposed to do to an instrument, how far do I go and how much I don't do. Sometimes some of the instruments are now displayed, like I had to remove all the parts, then restore them individually, and then put them all together again. And those are very intrusive interventions. We need to make sure that they're justifiable. I always say that everything can be fixed, but we need to ask ourselves if it's worth it, if we should restore or not, if we should intervene. Sometimes we find objects that have been restored in the past, and it's horrible butcher jobs. And we need to ask ourselves, like, do we remove that was wrong and do it right? Or that wrong is part of the history of the instrument? This object, for example, is a very, very important harpsichord. It was made in Antwerp by the Rookers family. Now, this object is important because it's not been modified pretty much since it was made. So we could restore it. We could make it play and restore the functionality. But by doing that, we will lose all the evidence of what the object can tell us without modifying it. One of the most important parts of this instrument, for example, is the keyboards. It's got two different keyboards, and they are not aligned, but the keys are kind of like mismatch. And that is quite unique, and it's one of its very unique features. This example is an instrument we preserve from a very, very different reasons than the other one. This was also made by the Rookers family. It was made also in Antwerp in 1609. And contrary to the last one, this one has been modified constantly. The outside and the lid have been modified. But also inside, we can see there's a line that goes pretty much from here to here. And you can see the different colors of the wood, different colors of the gilding. That is because the instrument used to end up here. But then the music trend changes and more notes are required. So in this case, we also preserve functionality because it's not as intrusive as it will be with the other one. Our visitors today should be able to enjoy these instruments and this sound today as much as the future. So my job is to make sure that they are good today, they are safe to be played, and that they're going to be good in another 100 years.